Welcome to Winning Generations. Age does not matter, and let's go with the ageless. Roger has something to say.
Let me start my
Let
live.
us
Okay.
know. Let us know what's present. Yes, sir.
Okay. Our most important job in life is to become authentic, meaning becoming who we're meant to be. And that's going to be different for every single person. And we are moving through a really transformative time in our world. And for me, that's been a little challenging because I do know what's going on and I couldn't own that before. And then to say that I'm a savant and I've received all of this information and I know that we could change everything and everybody could change their lives. I need Jarne and Anja with me because they'll give me the support that we can take this so much bigger because we're uplifting the planet. And I've received information in an order that I couldn't even talk about before. I saw what was happening in the United States today, and I knew that I had already received this, and I can go back on a specific date and find the information because I downloaded it all. And this is the 11th of February. I can go back to 2020 and I'll read this really quickly because I'm just going to be completely transparent. And it says, there is nothing else you need to know. We are speaking those words to all of you, and many of you will accept them to be accurate and decidedly change your lives. We are also speaking to the gentleman who sent Roger a query yesterday as to why they procrastinate. First of all, they took the action of talking to Roger in hopes of receiving information from us, so we will not disappoint. Also, these words are meant for the client Roger will see today, so please allow them to receive them. You all procrastinate, especially Roger, for the same reasons. You do not understand the human condition, or more importantly, the meaning of life. You do not trust yourselves, and you compare yourselves to everyone else, not recognizing that your voice is the most important one the world needs to hear. To bring this point home, we have given it to Roger for decades. We will have him post one message here due to the last sentence. This morning, we interpreted Roger's routine of listening to others before he received the information from us because we wanted him to listen as well. The procrastinate you procrastinate because you think you won't be good enough. And that is the biggest lie you tell yourself. And then it goes back to one voice in 2009. The only voice you ever desire to hear is the one voice that only speaks of limitless possibilities and potential. Any other voice that you hear can only be based in fear. It was your intention in this lifetime to only progress, evolve, and expand. And this is not possible when you listen to anything other than the one voice. The other voices continually cloud your perception and take many different forms. They sound like caution, being careful, thoughts of others' opinions, possible failure or loss. All are simply based in the past and therefore have their origin in fear. You only you may only hear the one voice when you deliberately take the time to listen to it, for it is always exists. Now you also understand more deeply the benefits of meditation, for then you allow yourself to listen. That was the
Yeah,
message.
let's ground that. I have many people that told me, a few people that told me they can't follow when you talk so fast
Oh, I
because
just didn't want to take so much time. That's all.
They're
I knew we were.
Germans listening to this and they leave. But like what the
Yeah.
message really says for me in this moment is that we all have that voice within us. There is this voice that's always there, that always has been there.
Mhm.
And to trust it, it's the guidance, it's our intuition. It's not loud, but it's clear. And I think most of us that are on earth, like, and especially when we go into society and we're all kind of part of it, I guess, who listens to this to a certain degree, it's very noisy. It's very fast paced. And to slow down and to take time to listen or to do the inner work that is actually just being. There's nothing, no work that needs to get done at all when we are who we are in our center. And Yeah, this is kind of what I feel like sharing from this. It's such a great wisdom that we all come here with a reason. We all have a purpose,
Mm,
and we kind of what we do here with this podcast as well is creating a space
mm,
for you to tap into that voice of yourself, to share from that voice, from ourselves, to really share what's present for us, that joyous part that desires to be expressed in our own unique ways. And for you also to resonate with that. I'm talking to you as listener right now. And yeah, Anja, what's present with you?
Yeah, what's present with me? So when I was listening to Roger, like the first thing it came up, it's not fear with me. Yeah, I think it's more like chaos, chaos that I have in my head, or I had. Now I'm like learning to kind of structure everything, but because my ability is to really to download information really fast and to see things, and it's like just absorbing everything what is around me. So sometimes like I was waiting to do something because I didn't know where to start. So
mm,
it wasn't really fear, it was just this chaos that was inside of me. And I already said that so many times. What helped
mm,
me is grounding.
mm,
Yeah. Because when I started grounding, when I really started, yeah, just, being in this stillness, in this doing nothing, like you already mentioned, Jarne, like just being and not doing. And I learned that every information, every guidance that I get, that doesn't mean that I necessarily need to take action step right away, or like to quantum jump right away. It's just the guidance. And then you ask, okay, how is your nervous system feeling? How am I feeling? Is this okay? And then when I make these action steps, I do it from joy, from place of excitement, and the stillness, and 100% trust and surrender.
mm.
So that's what's coming up with me.
Let's,
So, yeah,
yeah,
Roger, let us know also in relation to that, what made you emotional when we came on the call? You told me that you're emotional, like go into
yes,
that feeling.
be, because because I've been doing this for 37 years, and I can I and Anya, what was like you said, it's not the fear necessarily, but the other part of it is that we will all be affected by are the opinions of others, and that's what was in here. And so for me, that's always been a challenge because I couldn't explain why I knew certain things. I couldn't explain why I knew what was going on with people, why I understood what was happening, and then I so desperately wanted them to understand, and that was the thing. And so when I was seeing things going on today, I thought you go into this little, and it's in one of the messages as well, where I go into this little bit of regret. Like if I had done it sooner, maybe we will all do that in a particular way. Doesn't matter, but you just come to this awareness. If only I had done it before. But again, I knew it was challenging for people to accept what I was doing because I hadn't seen it done before, where I was receiving the information that became relevant in real time as things are moving. But again, I have to accept that now, which is I want everyone to accept their uniqueness and what they came to offer.
Beautiful. Yeah, it's I try to weave some things together now. Anja talked about observation and absorption, and you talk about like coming out and really talking about, what's been present with you for so long.
Mhm.
And for me, growing up, I've been absorbing everything. Like, rather than just like, yes, I've been observing, but I've also been absorbing so much. And just in the last few years, I learned and still am in the process of it that I don't have to absorb everything. I don't have to be that person who needs to take the pain from all people in and transmute them and have them feel less of that, you know? I can be aware of that and I can talk to that and through that as well, but I don't have to take anything on that's not mine,
Mhm.
even though I am a part of it because I wouldn't see it differently. But I haven't been like as a child to do the second thing. I haven't been able to communicate what I'm able to communicate today. Because like children, when we grow up and like if we see all of those gifted young kids out there, like their brain isn't as developed. So it takes, I don't know, like I think for men until the end of 20s until their brain is fully evolved, you know? So I'm just in this process now where I really feel like, okay, yo, I can communicate and I am safe to communicate as well because now I feel more stable than I have been as a child. And what I also want to do is to create a space for children that so they have the feeling that someone understands them.
Hmm.
Because I know they go to school and they feel misunderstood or not understood by their teachers even, you know, or from their parents at times, like we all do to a certain degree. But it's okay to be you, and it's okay that you don't have the words right now to communicate what you're aware of or what you feel, but one day you'll be able to do that. And
I want to
no
see you
matter
do
when
that.
this day will arrive for you, like for Roger, it's like the time will come when it's the time for you.
That's such a great thing that you just said. And I hope you do this because that'll make such a huge difference to bring that kind of perspective to really young people so they can accept, move in that direction. So please do that.
Yeah, I mean, I just hear school right now, right? SKOOL, school. This is the new school, maybe for humanity as
Right.
well. I think this is the way how we are educating ourselves and share our information, our wisdom, our knowledge with other people. And the systems, the school systems are just mainly not really useful anymore the way that they are. And we have to talk about things and bring solutions to that. So I think for the kids, going to school might be a great way to check things out. I don't know if there is an age limit to enter this, and but
No, no, I don't think so.
yeah, it's just so time that we educate ourselves properly and take in information that feels good because many people like or the kids from today like what are they doing or many of them they just hang in front of the phone going like this, don't know how to sit straight anymore, and just like are on the screen 24/7. Even in the schools, they're on the screen. So, you know, even if someone listens to this who has ideas, like let's mind ideas on how
Mhm.
to educate the kids on this planet correctly. So,
Anya,
yeah.
how did you feel about yourself in school? That's a really interesting one. How did you?
When I was in school, I was a good girl. I was a good girl. I was always like the best, the smartest,
Mhm.
I mean, of course, I became a rebel in my like teenage, like when I was a teenager, I became, massive rebel and even later. So that was quite challenging because I was really misunderstood and I also went through different phases. But yeah, it was challenging. Absolutely, it was challenging because I didn't see um, the world like they want me to see it.
Mhm.
But what was really powerful now when you were talking, Jarne, is your message is kind of echoing in my head. You know, when you had NDE, when you had near death experience, and you were told that you were here to learn how to be a human. So I think, like, just imagine the world, where like we are building everything on this baseline that we are multidimensional energy beings with limitless power to create our own reality, but we are here now with only task to learn how to be a human. Yeah. So that's the message for our children. Like, hey, you are magical, but you are here to learn how to be a human. Let's make the best out of it. But the thing is, like, what does that even mean? Yeah.
Right.
So when we kind of start talking about it, like, what does it mean to be a human? We don't want to be limited. It's like, because there are so many things, that we can do here on planet Earth as humans that otherwise we wouldn't be able to. And I think, that's kind of the field, like the playground that we can start playing, that we can start exchanging information, like all the beneficial things, like all the benefits that we have as human beings on Earth.
When I was younger in school, I was criticized for not paying attention, for not watching the board, not paying attention to that. And so I would always be told, they would tell my parents, they think something's wrong with Roger. He daydreams all the time. And so I thought, oh, wait a minute, this is a bad thing. And so I started forming this stigma about thinking of things. But I was receiving information, and I knew when I was even very young. And so even later, that still stays with you. I had a very good friend for many, many years, and she would always say to me, do you think everything means something? I go, yes. We just figure it out at different times. But yeah, everything means something. But that would become so annoying because I was always receiving things and not understanding how to process it, but also holding back because of that whole trauma. But we daydream, that doesn't mean anything, when imagination is the most powerful thing that we have.
Oh yeah, it's like the daydreaming. It's exactly that through which it was shown to me the open how we open our third eye, and it's actually when our third eye is most open when we daydream, because we're closing it when we start focusing on the material world. When I was younger and I was writing, I asked my mom, why do I see double? Like I could see two pens and two lines that I was writing. And she said, because you don't focus. But every time I focused, it felt uncomfortable. And many times, same as you, Anja, people told about me that I'm just dreaming or I'm not there. But I witnessed all of that at the same time that I was dreaming, so I've been aware of them talking about me, but they thought that I'm not aware of them talking about me. And now I'm at a point where I feel like, oh yo, let's dream more. Let's daydream more. Let's get us out of this reality that we perceive to be right and true and solid and all of that, and let's go into the, like, how do I help me to find the right words, into the possibilities of what we're actually able to create. Because what we can perceive, we can bring here. So, and because we are already perceiving it, it is already here, somewhere in this field of energy. So how can we learn to bring it into this manifestation and learn to really bring our dreams into this reality? Most of the people, when they're thinking, they're also kind of dreaming, but they're manifesting what they don't want rather than what they want. So they're using their imagination to go into all of those things that they do not like, that happened to them, the people that mistreated them or whatever. So they're using their entire energy and focus to manifest that which they don't want. So now that we know this, that we can actually choose to put our imagination towards what we actually would like to have through journaling, writing down what we would like to have, through talking with people or listening to people who are inspiring us, who talk about the things that help us, that they kind of feel good, like they nurture us, like that kind of elevates our vibe. So the more we do this, the more we create the world that we actually want to see. And we got to learn to be what we would like to see in the world as well.
And that's where we are right now. That's exactly where we are. We're at a momentous time in the world, and that's why today I thought, okay, I've got to just give more and put more out there, and I have to shift as well, because there's so many people are not going to understand the power of their consciousness and how that is all that is directing their lives, because again, they haven't been given that permission. And then I become so I'm so empathetic, and I want everyone to get it, and I know that they're not going to. That's just going to happen. So I keep doing myself in, so I have to shift that, and that's what I'm doing today. um, because I know that the information I'm receiving, just like this, is always accurate and it's in time, and it's just a bizarre thing, and
It's
it's just
like,
who I
but it's
became.
like because I think because you start believing in the information that you receive, other people start believing in the information that you receive.
Mhm.
So, for me, what I witness right now is me starting to show up and starting to speak. What I feel like I'm here for is to speak, is that people started recognizing me and people start showing up, people start getting in contact and all those types of things, just because I start accepting myself and
Mhm.
and learn to be that. And it's the same, like when we shift our internal state, what we perceive or what shifts in the outside is the same thing. So, Anja, would you like to have like a
Yeah,
reflection to that?
yeah, absolutely. What is coming through now? It's like that we manifested each other. We
Mhm.
seriously manifested each other. Like this gathering, like us three,
Mhm.
I always wanted to have a space because I was always, this the first one who went into the fire. I was always the warrior. I was always the one who was, doing everything, leading everything. Everything was on me. I was taking responsibility for everything. And I was just like dreaming. I was calling in opportunity that I could just be present. Yeah.
Mhm.
And I could just hold space and I could just co-create this amazing space. And here you are. Yeah. I never met Jarne before. I never
Yeah.
met Roger before. So, when frequency aligned, it was like what, 3 weeks ago, we met first for the first time. And now we are doing this, which is incredible. And my nervous system is calm. I'm happy. I'm so excited. Well, it's like we don't even know if we're gonna do episode, in the evening. It's like, hey guys, what you're doing? Like, do you feel, hanging out today? Like, would you like to have an episode? Yeah, let's do it. You see, it's like no planning. There's absolutely no this mind-based working in what we are
Mhm.
doing. Yeah, everything is so like ease and flow, like ease and flow, and I love it. I absolutely love it. So thank you. Yeah, so this is coming through now that we really manifested each other. I'm so
Yeah.
grateful for it.
And that's what I needed, because we all needed.
Yeah.
When I first met Yarn, we used to do these things as well, because it would always give me the ability to now finally speak. Because I introverted, I would stay off, more time and be hidden, which I was doing for like 30 some years, just receiving information. So now it's time to activate in a much different way.
Yeah, it's beautiful. And guys, your breath is so important, really. If you learn to dial into your breath and have your breath reaching down your base, down your spine to really the lowest part of your body, calm is always present. And we don't need much, we don't need fancy cars, we don't need all of that. If if it's meant for us, we get them anyway. So don't worry about that. You will get always what you're here to get when you're in your center. Because from your center, everything emerges. From your center, everything is effortless and easy. So when you are in that place, when you find a place of calm, maybe in this present moment, just go with it and set the intention to carry it with you in your evening, your day, your night, your life. And allow yourself to be bathed in that feeling that comes from within, from your center, if you feel right now a sense of calm and ease. And if you still don't know how to, then just hang out with us a little longer and you're sure you will get there.
That you said the perfect thing. For sure, you will get there. The message I received on this day in 2008, it said, time and being. We're using all of those. We're using time to come into our being, you see, and we only do it at a moment at a time, and it continually grows. That is called ascension. That's called self-actualization. So, but we'll beat ourselves
Yeah.
up until we get there sometimes.
And everyone gets there.
Yeah.
Like, there's no way around it. Everyone gets to realize themselves. Everyone gets to
Great.
go back to the heavens. And so yeah, it's just
Well, thank you.
all good. Thank you, guys. Yeah,
Thank you.
much
All right.
love and see you soon.
See you soon. Thanks.
Love you.